Hi everyone. Today I am showing off the new Hello Ladybug bundle, and this is in the Spring Mini catalog. Super cute. There are a lot of punches in the Spring Mini catalog, so take a look at them. I love punches because they're just so simple to grab and make a cute card real quick without having to get out your stamp cut and emboss machine or your cut and emboss machine and all those plates. So simple to just get going. I am going to use a die on this one though. I couldn't help myself because I had a swap that was coming up, and the swap was all about using tags, so this card was going to be for that. I ended up using a different card. I think I showed it in a previous video called a removable bookmark card. You might want to take a look at that, but this was my other card that I was thinking about using for my tag swap. So for that I used these great tailor-made tags dies, and I really love these dies. I use them a lot. Super cute, and I love that you've got so many sizes and you can layer them. I love the little hole reinforcers. There is another one that matches this one. It's on my desk somewhere, but I got tired of looking for it. My desk is quite a mess. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Anyway, so I'm going to use the second down on the straight angled tag, and I am using the hole reinforcers, but I cut out a bunch, so I already have one. So we're going to do that. And then we are, as you can probably tell by the mess on my desk, that we're going to do some we're going to do some coloring with the blending brushes. So that's another item. But I have actually 5 or 6 cards that I made with the Hello Ladybug. I'm going to break them into a few videos because the videos get really long if I don't. So this is going to be the first one. All right, for my card, I wanted a ladybug background, and I thought about creating some spots on a piece of cardstock, of red cardstock with some black spots, and then I wanted to look through some of my black and white designer series paper. I love black and white designer series paper because you can take that paper and color it, or leave it black and white, which is nice bold, or you can color it in with your sponges, blending brushes, markers by themselves, and we have a few black and white collections that are really great right now, and I thought I would share them with you. One of them is brand new, and it's a 6x6 pack, and it's a limited time only. It's not even in the catalog. It's an online thing, so it's easy to miss. So I wanted to make sure to show it to you. It's called All Together. Let me make sure. All Together, and it is part of a release that went with some new Stampin' Blend markers. And Stampin' Blends used to come in only 2 colors for skin tones. We had ivory and bronze, and so Stampin' Up decided that that's just too limiting, and they came out with 5 more tones, and there's like medium, light, dark. It's just a million, and each of those tones has a light and a dark, so it's actually 10 more shades of neutral skin tones that are just really great, and I think that's going to work a lot better for coloring. And so this paper was released with that because it's got some really fun skin tone images, really great. I love this one with hands up, like who's in for whatever it is. You can have raised hands. This one's really nice where people are working together. I can see that being used on scrapbooks and things like that. My favorite, I like this one too. It's a sign language, and I don't know what that means. I used to know these things, and I don't anymore. Actually, someone will probably tell me in the comments. There's another one that I love, and I don't know what it is. Well, anyway, look at all these patterns. So great. And there we go. This is the one I'm using, and it's got these gorgeous spots in it, perfect for a ladybug. So I'm going to use this one, but we're going to color it to make it more red and black. But I had another tag from a different project I wanted to show you. It's on the back. So you can just use your Stampin' Blends or sponges, and you've got bold colors for just about anything. Anyway, so check out this paper. It's called All Together, and it's online only. And I will link it in the video description. Limited time. Alright, so this is the one we're going to grab. And I want to change this into ladybug colors. So let's grab our real red ink pad. And I know that ladybugs come in some different shades, but I'm going real red on this one. And you can use sponges if you don't have blending brushes. I really like the blending brushes. But you can use sponges, or you can use your markers and just color this. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to just pick up some ink with the blending brush, kind of rub it in circular motion on your ink pad. And then you're going to take it, starting off the paper and then working towards it. If you start right on it, actually this particular project we want to get a deep red, so it's not a huge deal, but sometimes you tend to get a harsh little blob if you start right on the paper. So you want to start off and then bring the ink in to the paper and keep going with those circular motions. You might want to go back and forth. Maybe you're going clockwise, then you want to go counterclockwise. When it starts to feel like the ink is off and no longer making it darker, pick up some more. Now you can do fun things with this because you can have different shades. You can go light to red to dark. You can do an ombre effect. I want this to be dark because I want it to be almost like it's real red cardstock. So I'm going to go really heavy. But imagine making really pretty patterns with these blending brushes. They're really easy. They come in a 3-pack and you rinse them under your tap water. So the nice thing about them is they do clean nicely. Sometimes some inks do stain, and reds and pinks are one of those that do kind of stain the bristles. I kind of sometimes wish the bristles were black so that stain wouldn't show as much, but it doesn't, it's stained, but it's not going to come off because you've cleaned it. The ink is just staining them. It's not going to transfer once you've cleaned it. So get it under your tap water until the water starts to run clear, and then I put it in a glass kind of hanging like this. It's like a tiny little yogurt glass or a little jar, and they just kind of hang. I even try to get them to hang a little more while they're drying so that the ink kind of comes down as it's drying, and then that way if there's any residual inks left, you can rinse it one more time. But they do clean nicely. And I kind of have a little theory where I keep one of them, if it's going to stay, and especially reds and pinks, it's going to stay slightly red and pink. So I just kind of tell myself that's the one I use for reds and pinks. And then I have one that I kind of go to for my yellows. And then I have another one that I go to for my greens and blues. So, because this one you can kind of maybe, it's pretty clean. I don't know if you can tell that that was one that I used with yellow. And then here's my blues. So you can see it's got a slight blue, but look how clean that is. And so that's what I tell myself anyway. That's my blue one. And you don't need one for every color. So they come in a 3-pack. I have 2 3-packs, so I actually have 6. And the only reason why I do that is because they do take a while to dry. They're very thick. These bristles are so tightly packed. There's tons of them. And they do take a while to dry. So I like to have more so that I can keep using them and not have to wait around. Alright, that's enough for my blending brushes. That's my blending brushes speech. So I've got it really nice and dark red. You can decide if it's dark enough by holding it up against your real red cardstock. I think I did a pretty good job. I could even go darker. Here I did it darker than here. I think it's okay, but maybe I'll go one more little shot across. I did go heavier on the edges than I did in the center because the center is kind of going to be covered by the tag. Okay, I think I'm going to let it go. That is my real red background. I still need this for my Ladybug stamp. So here we've got this. I've got a piece of real red for my card base. This one I cut at 3 3/4 by 5, and then I have a matte piece that's 5 1/4 by 4, and I can't decide if I'm going to go black or if I'm going to go white. I think I'm going to do white on this one because my other one is black, and then you guys can tell me which is the way to go. Or maybe I should do a triple layer. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. I actually like that. I'm going to do that. I'm changing as I go here. So I'm gonna shave a hair off of this. So this is now going to be 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. which means I have to take a tiny bit off of this. Alright, well, at the end you can tell me if this was worth it. I sometimes, I made my sample and then I'll show you the sample. I don't know if I did. Here's the sample. And I like it, but I think that white on the edges just kind of gives it another piece of white because the tag is white. So here's the difference. So now I'm going to mat this like this. I'll just go ahead and glue it down. And I like that black edge along there. It really deepens the red. But then against here, it's just all dark. So one more layer, I think, is good. Would you have added that other layer? Am I being crazy? I like it. Maybe this was just fine. It probably was. Alright, let's go ahead and add this. Okay, there's my base. So now we're going to go ahead and stamp this one. So I'm going to find a piece of scrap white that's big enough for my tag. Let's see. That will do it. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and stamp my little ladybug. Now this one doesn't need the punch. This is just the ladybug on its own. And I was super happy at how simple it was to line up the black and the red, so that was good news. Let me get this all inked up. I want to make sure that the black is strong, so I'm just really making sure I got a lot of ink on it. I've kind of got my tag up here, so I know, I kind of have an idea of where it's going to lay on the tag. Okay, and then I'm going to put the sentiment directly underneath it. There we go. Alright, now the red is another stamp. Now you can decide if that's worth it to you. You might say that's hard to line up and you want to just use markers to color in the shell, the wings of the ladybug, but I'm going to go ahead and try the red. I didn't have any problem with it before. So I'm going to do it again. Of course, you know what that means. I just made sure that I am going to have trouble. I got some craft ink on it earlier, so now I'm worried about it. Okay, so my head's going to be in the shot. I'm really sorry. Hey, there he is. How cute is he? Okay, so then I just put a tiny, I'm being picky, but I just put a tiny bit of, a little bit of gray. Actually, let's use the brush end under his feet, just so he's not walking in the air. And now I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. Okay, he fits perfectly. I'll line him up so that my sentiment is straight. Got stuff falling everywhere. Okay. Now I've already cut out another one in red that I'm going to layer. I like to layer my tags like this. And I'm going to go ahead and glue it together. And then I also made a little hole reinforcer. Alright, let's set that aside for a second, and I'm going to go ahead and make my leaves. Now I can't decide on this one if I want my leaves to be color on color, so this is Granny Apple Green, or do I want to stamp them on white? And I already did that, so we'll kind of see what we think once I cut out this one. Okay, now this one has to be hand cut, and I think it's a pretty easy shape, so I wasn't too upset about that. Okay, so I've got my Ladybug tag. Oh, I need some ribbon for my tag. I'm using this last bit of faux red, it's real red faux linen ribbon. And I just had a tiny bit, sorry about that crashing sound, a tiny bit of it left. So I thought I might as well use it here in my tag. So I kind of slipped it through, and then there we go. And then I wanted just a little color on here, a little green, so I wanted a little leaf, but I couldn't decide, do I want that green on green, or do I want that white? What would you do? I wish you could tell me live. Okay. I think I'm going to go white on this one because I put that white trim, and my other one is not white, so that way you can see the difference. Okay. And then the tag I'm going to put up on dimensional so it stands a little higher. There we go. You can bug me anytime. And then on the inside, another piece of basic white, and maybe I'll do, I'm not sure what I'll do on the inside just yet. So here they are. Here's the two versions. Do you think that white, that added bit of white, was worth it? I mean, that looks nice by itself. And that looks nice by itself. But which one? Thanks so much for watching. I have a few more cards I want to show you with the Ladybug, and you can even change the Ladybug. Let me show you the punch because he's so cute. Here's a punched one. So cute. This one wasn't punched, so he was kind of not using the bundle. He was just using the stamp set. But I liked it. I needed that tag for my swap, so I wanted to show it. And it's a really cute little, I like the You Can Bug Me Anytime. Cute. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you'll check out the rest of the Ladybug videos. Bye!